What's up, all my musicians out there? So a little bit ago, I did a video about the 5 reasons why you shouldn't attend a music production school. This video is meant to be very pessimistic, very devil's advocate of why you should absolutely avoid all music production schools. However, obviously, like anything in life, there's a lot of pros and a lot of good parts to attending a music production school and a lot of bad parts. And so kind of do a yin and a yang. In this specific video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should attend a music production school. Number 1, networking. This is hands on the biggest thing you should do. If you're going to music production school, whether it's a music production school in person or a music production school online, you absolutely have to network. And this is a big benefit too. Most of the people teaching who are at the school have insane connections. In addition, a lot of big schools have insane alumni that you can network with. They sometimes bring in speakers to give kind of mini TED Talks almost when it comes to music production. And afterwards, you can network them. You can hand them a demo, whatever the case is. Because as a quick side note, when you want to get an MBA, or basically a graduate degree in business, a lot of people want to go to Harvard or Yale or MIT. And the reason why is not that you're going to learn all this crazy knowledge compared to another mid-tier MBA school. I mean, you might learn a little bit more, but the biggest thing is the networking opportunities. You're going to be meeting people. I mean, think about it. If you go to MIT or Sloan for business, everyone in your class is probably going to be someone who's starting their own business. They're going to be doing something insane in business. They're going to be the type of people that you want to network with and keep in touch with. Same thing with a music production school. A lot of people when they go to one think, okay, I'm going to go and learn as much as I can and get my music as best as I can. And yes, obviously, that's a big thing you want to focus on. But I feel like when it comes to music, especially becoming a musician, it's usually 2 factors. Can you make really good music, and can you get that really good music out into the right hands? And this is the biggest thing that music production schools are going to help with, right? Like say you specialize in house music. They may be like, you know what? We know a bunch of house artists actually that have a similar sound to you. When one of them has his own label, you know what? We'll send them an email. We'll say, hey, we have this great producer, this great up-and-coming artist. You should check out their tracks. Or let's say a big A-list artist comes to give a talk at your school. Or let's say they're an alumni. You might be able to get access to their email or their contact information. And guess what? That can be a huge stepping stone. So that's the biggest thing I'd say when it comes to music production schools that a lot of people overlook is the networking opportunities are amazing. Number 2, it's going to speed up the learning curve. Now, this is hands down, in my opinion, the most obvious reason as to why a lot of people want to go to music production school. Yes, we all know, and I've said this in the other video of why you shouldn't go to music production school. We all know you can learn everything online completely for free. However, you kind of have to bounce around. You don't know, hey, is this YouTuber actually worth their weight? I mean, they might give you advice on a video that's actually not good advice, right? They might give you something that's completely incorrect. So it's good to basically go to music production school. Not only that you can get very good, valuable information. Again, side note, make sure you research the right music production school because there's some out there actually that are more just scams that actually are not good to go to. So make sure you do some research. But besides the point, when you go to one that's worth its weight, you're going to be learning a ton from experts who know exactly what they're doing. And in addition, it's going to speed up that learning curve. They're going to have a program right there for you of how to basically get your music better. They're going to have coaches there with you one-on-one, really working on perfecting your tracks and on your music. They're going to have other people there with you, helping you with every single aspect when it comes to music. And this in general is going to speed up the learning curve, not just for music, but for other parts of the music business as well, which gets me into the next point. Number 3, you're going to learn marketing and branding. This is so important, and a lot of musicians overlook this, because I get it, you know, you're like, wait, I'm trying to become a famous musician, whether it's, like, say, an electronic artist or hip-hop producer or whatever the case is. I just use those 2 genres as examples, and they focus on making good music, right? It's always about making good music, but you really actually do have to focus on marketing and branding. This is a big thing so many people want to overlook, because I think they're like, oh, no, I don't need to market my music. You know, if it's good enough, people will discover it. Not the case anymore. Absolutely not the case. And this is a big thing music production schools will help you a lot with. They'll say, hey, you know what? For your logo, here's how you should design it. Or here's maybe what you should pitch as your own little special element as an artist that no other artist has. Here's kind of this gimmick maybe that you could use. Or whatever the case is, right? This is a big thing, like I said, so many musicians don't focus on. And guess what? I know a lot of musicians, especially say when it comes to making music, say, you know what? I'm genreless. That's a cool thing to say. I'm genreless. I don't have a genre. But when you get booked on a tour in the real world, or when, let's say, an agent or a manager or a booking agent says, you know what, I like this artist, but I'm trying to think of where I can put them, they're going to focus on genres. They're going to say, okay, let's say an EDM, okay, they do more bass music, we're actually going to have them open for Skrillex. Or you know what, they do a little bit more hip-hop, trappy music, we're going to probably have them open for Diplo or for Party Favor, right? Or for, you know, again, the list goes on and on of like different genres, but any booking agent or manager is going to look at, you know, how to basically place you in the right spots, especially like say at a festival too, because they want to make sure that the crowd is getting what they want. In addition, when it comes to marketing and branding, a lot of people don't know, let's say, how to make a website, how to make an EPK, or a lot of musicians don't even know what an EPK is. And this is basically like, in a sense, it's called an electronic press kit. It's kind of like your resume, so to speak, as an artist. This is a big thing that most musicians don't know how to do or don't even know about. And this is a big thing when it comes to music production schools that they're really gonna help you out with, because I'm telling you, so many artists overlook this, and you absolutely shouldn't. So I think when it comes to anything, being honest, because when it comes to music production school, yeah, you can learn a lot of stuff online for free. I've said that before in a bunch of other times. But when it comes to marketing and branding, I mean, I guess you could watch a bunch of Gary Vaynerchuk videos, but it's still not going to get you to that next point of really looking at things through a branding lens of how you can fit into the mold when it comes to festivals, when it comes to touring, when it comes to working with managers and agents. They're also going to help you as well of how to navigate that path too. Getting a manager or an agent and trying to figure that all out when it comes to the contract negotiation is a giant nightmare. And obviously the last thing you want to do is sign with somebody who you realize is actually the worst person to possibly sign with, right? So this is something that they're really gonna help you out to navigate the waters, not just about making music, but how to promote it, get it out there, and get your name as an artist out there as well. Number 4, the extra incentives. Now this is something just in general when it comes to going to music production school that you're gonna get compared to if you just do it online by yourself, right? Not only are you gonna be in the same classroom as a lot of other people, so that creative flow is gonna be going where you can work with other artists, you can kind of collaborate, you can make really good friends, but in addition, there's gonna be all these other little aspects to the music production school that make it completely worth it. Now, I will say, this does depend on school to school. That's why I always suggest make sure you do research. In addition to always ask the school, hey, is there anything else besides just learning music that I'm gonna get? Is there any other incentives to going to your music production school? Make sure you ask. Like I said way in the beginning, networking. The networking opportunities are gonna be amazing. If they're bringing in A-list artists to give you many TED Talks, not only is that good for networking, but for getting more knowledge as well, right? In addition, a lot of schools actually have studios. So let's say if you're like, shoot, I really wanna go to music production school, but I actually don't have my own studio. You can use your studios. That's also another great incentive. Another good incentive is possibly being able to perform. Icon Collective here in LA, and again, I have no association with Icon Collective. I've said that before in numerous other videos, but I really do think it's one of the best, if not the best, school for EDM or electronic artists and DJs. They actually had a really cool thing where at a club here in LA called Academy, they had one night where basically there's a bunch of main DJs performing on the main stage, but in a side room, they actually had it just Icon Collective artists. They had only people in the Icon Collective program. That's a great incentive. If let's say you're like, look, obviously I want to make electronic music, but obviously I want to DJ it, right? They can help you with that and help you get gigs where it's like, hey, you know what? This Friday night, we're actually having an Icon Collective only night. We're in the side room at Academy or basically any other nightclub. It's only Icon Collective students and let's say possibly graduates and alumni. And that's such a great incentive because if let's say you were just at home learning, making music via YouTube and other platforms, you're still gonna have to network. You're still gonna have to email or cold email clubs, bars, etc., trying to get DJ gigs. And as we all know, that's incredibly difficult. So the good thing with the music production schools, they may have, like I said, DJ nights where it's only those people from the students. You don't have to do all this crazy stuff just to get a gig and work with managers and blah, blah, blah. They just say, hey, show up to Academy or whatever nightclub it is. In the side room, it's gonna be only Icon Collective students or whatever the students are from your school, and you can DJ and perform. Number 5, it's gonna keep you driven and it's automated. What I mean by this, if you think about it, when you get there, they're already gonna have the program already made, so you don't even have to worry about it. It's not like when you're by yourself, you're like, what music production tutorial should I Google or go on YouTube? Should I do EQing, or should I learn compression, or should I learn how to do a multiband compressor? Like, it's kind of this vague thing where you kind of don't know the exact path. The school already has that path kind of laid out for you, so you never have to think about it. In addition, because you're going to school, because you're spending, let's say, $20,000 to $30,000, I think on average for 1 year, you're like, okay, I have to make this worth it, right? You're gonna hustle down and work 100% on music. You're gonna live, eat, and breathe music. You're not gonna be partying anymore. You're not gonna be going out unless it's for like a networking opportunity or for like DJing or for whatever the case is. You can be really hustling down on music. And I think especially too, when you're in that classroom, and again, this is why I will say I do prefer music production schools offline or in person, I guess, compared to music production schools online. But when you're in that classroom, you're with so many people who are, all driven as music as well. You can bounce ideas off each other. That kind of creative energy is going to be there. And this can be super beneficial for really hustling down, really working as much as you can on music. And I know in addition to, a lot of people have said to me that, if they want to learn something, sometimes it's tough because they might get lazy or unmotivated by doing it on their own. But when you're in a classroom, when you pay money for a college class, again, whether it's online or offline, it kind of puts you in that mindset like, look, I have to make this work. I have to learn this. So basically it allows you to stay motivated the entire time, working super hard on music and working as hard as you can to achieve your dreams. And lastly, a bonus reason is the studio time. I already mentioned this before, but I want to reiterate it because it's such a great benefit. You know, I mean, it kind of stinks to say, but yes, you can get a laptop and download music production software, but you do need really, really good hardware, you know, in terms of studio monitors, having a good sub. I mean, there are some workarounds, but music production schools, specifically ones in person, I do have to stress that, you can actually use their studios, rent studio time, and I think this is good for two reasons. One is you don't have to spend all this crazy money on a studio. Yes, I will say when you look at kind of the degree versus getting a studio, I mean, if you're spending, say, $20,000 or $25,000 or $30,000 on a degree, you could probably spend a tenth of that on a decent studio setup. So I will say that. But at least it's a good benefit that, one, you get to use studio time completely for free. And number two, like I said earlier in this video, is you do have that kind of creative flow. Well, let's say they're like, okay, you can block off the studio from, I don't know, 3 to 5 p.m. this Tuesday. You know, you only have 2 hours to use that studio. The studio is completely yours, but you only have 2 hours. So you really have to find a way to make those 2 hours work as best as you can. Because when it comes to music production schools, their studios that they're gonna have are gonna be insane, right? So a lot of people are gonna try to be reserving times as much as they can. You know, it's probably gonna be blocked off almost every week. So it may be a little bit tough, I will say, and you have to make sure you schedule in advance. But guess what? You get to get in these studios that are insanely nice, super well made, and perfect for producing those fire tracks.